Hello everyone, welcome to the Belt and Road Face-to-Face.
The platform we are collecting and publishing the industrial cooperation information from both sides.
Chinese firms will provide assistance to find a sustainable solution for Pakistan's agriculture obstacles.
The Brotherhood is more than willing to facilitate Pakistan's agriculture modernization and industrialization.
Hello everyone, welcome to the Belt and Road Face-to-Face. Our program is co-produced by China Economic Net and vshnews Television. I'm Wang Xiaotong from China Economic Net. Today I'm pleased to be joined in our studio by Wang Shida, Associate Research Professor of China Institute of Contemporary International Relations, and we also have Dr. Sajid Kushahid, Department Head at the Canadian International School of Beijing and visiting faculty at Tsinghua University, who will share his opinion outside the studio. Let's enter the first part, hotspot. The first information platform for China-Pakistan agricultural and industrial cooperation was launched recently, echoing the priority agenda of the second phase of CPEC, which is Pakistan's agricultural and industrial development and improvement of social welfare. While commenting on the launching of the information platform, spokesperson of the Chinese Foreign Ministry, Mr. Zhao Lijian, said that agriculture is an important area of practical cooperation between China and Pakistan. The leaders of the two countries have agreed to make agriculture one of the priority areas for the next stage high-quality development of CPEC. China is committed to strengthening agricultural cooperation with Pakistan to boost the economic and social development of the two countries and deliver the fruits of development to the two peoples. Why the establishment of the agricultural platform, information platform between China and Pakistan is so crucial?
As you mentioned, the CPEC have already entered the second phase with industry and agriculture as priority cooperation areas. I think the platform just serves this kind of purpose. For example, the platform we are collecting and publishing the industrial cooperation information from both sides, either from government or from the companies. It will also, I think, display some kind of agriculture-related SaaS and technology product, like some kind of agricultural machineries. And it can also make some kind of project match making event or make some kind of business forum. So all this kind of information or event need a bridge. I think that is what the platform plays. Will be a bridge for the second phase cooperation, especially the industry and agriculture.
What impact will this information platform bring to the agricultural cooperation between China and Pakistan?
You see, Pakistan really, agriculture accounts for a very important part for Pakistan's GDP, and also a lot of people, I think more than 50% of people lives related to the agriculture. So agriculture is very important, while China, as a brotherhood, is more than willing to facilitate Pakistan's agriculture modernization and industrialization. I think the platform can facilitate this kind of process. For example, maybe we can arrange some kind of cooperation on Pakistan's agriculture product processing, especially Pakistan's tropical product, like the oil palm, like the date palm, the sugar cane, the mangoes, the rice, all this kind of product, agricultural product, we can find the company from China and Pakistan to arrange some kind of cooperation for the processing product, so that I think that will facilitate the development of Pakistan agriculture.
Dr. Sajid, what impact will the establishment of the information platform bring to the agricultural cooperation between China and Pakistan?
Pakistan's economy is mainly based on agriculture, and its 21% share of the national GDP, whereas 60% of the exports earning are from the agriculture sector. This sector contributes a major share of employed worker, where 44% of the workforce is engaged with the agriculture sector in Pakistan. In October 2019, Pakchina Agriculture Corporation Exchange was established in Islamabad during the Pakchina Agriculture Corporation Forum. With regards to this forum, Chinese firms would provide assistance to find a sustainable solution for Pakistan's agriculture obstacles. China pledged to open its market for Pakistani agricultural products, including rice, sugar, cotton, oranges, mangoes, and many other agricultural products, to facilitate Pakistani in the marketing of its products in China, also to provide modern agricultural technologies.
Some say that the agriculture sectors of China and Pakistan are strongly complementary. Do you agree with this point?
Definitely, very complementary, because Pakistan have a very rich farmland. You see, it has a Punjab, very rich farmland. Punjab, in fact, the Punjab means a place of 5 rivers. You can learn from the name, that Punjab is a very good place for agriculture. And also Pakistan have a very suitable climate for agriculture development. Also Pakistan have a very cheap labor force cost. And while China, you see, China also have some kind of very rich land, but the labor cost in China is increasing very high. Mm-hmm. But the advantage of China's agriculture has is some kind of advanced technology, as well as somewhat abundant financial resources. Mm-hmm. So it is complementary.
Dr. Sajid, what's your opinion on that?
Yes, I totally agree with this. In September 2019, China also approved technical assistance for 30 mega agricultural sector projects under CPEC, as we already in the second phase of CPEC, and second phase is mainly based on agriculture and other things. Chinese government agreed to widen market access to Pakistani exports, which are estimated to double from the existing level now. Government officials have already underlined rice, sugar, and agricultural commodities like fruits in the plan to increase exports to China. Collaboration between China and Pakistan in the agriculture sector will become an ideal win-win situation, cooperation and benefit for both Pakistan and China itself.
As CPEC enters the second phase, the exchanges and cooperation between two countries, scholars, officials, and business communities are growing deeper. So besides agriculture, what other services will also have the demand to grow strongly in the future as the people-to-people exchanges become more frequent?
So I think first we need some kind of database. We need to build a kind of database which include the company information from both sides, includes related project information from both sides, so that maybe we can find some kind of potential cooperation opportunities through this kind of database. Because without this kind of database, it's really difficult to match a project. We need a platform like this kind of the platform or database. The second, I think we need more and more very specific translators with a very profound knowledge of industry and agriculture. As you mentioned, that nowadays agriculture and industry become the priority area of CPEC. And the people from this kind of two fields of our two countries will exchange more. They will communicate more. But not everyone can speak fluent English, let alone Urdu. And not everyone can speak fluent Cantonese, Chinese. So that I think we need some kind of very specific translator to make sure the people from both sides get the specific information they need in a specific project. So a very good translator with a very profound or specific professional background is very important.
Thank you.
With 5G reaching to 10 gigabytes per second, it is almost like 100 times faster than the 4G.
Up till now, I think the advantage is that Pakistan's mobile phone penetration is very high.
Pakistan should make more efforts to launch 5G among users.
It's not a day's work. It is estimated that maybe by 2022, some kind of pilot project of 5G application might be started in certain areas of Pakistan.
You are watching the Belt and Road face-to-face. Let's enter the second part figure. Pakistan is planning to roll out the most advanced 5G internet in 2022 to 2023, which will accelerate the download speed 10 times to 1 gigabit per second and widen economic activities in the country. According to Pakistan Telecommunication Authority's Annual Report 2020, the country is aimed at auctioning a spectrum for 5G services in the fiscal year 2023. Earlier, mobile phone service providing firms successfully conducted a test trial of 5G services under a limited environment and on a non-commercial basis in 2019 and 2020. Out of the 220 million population, 160 million people in Pakistan have mobile phones, and broadband internet is available to the 44% of the public. Can you explain to our audience about what is the 5G and is it expensive for the ordinary consumers?
5G, I think, to put it simply, it is the next generation mobile communication technology. It can guarantee, I think, faster upload and download speed. It can guarantee a wider coverage. It can guarantee a very fast communication speed. So that with the technology of 5G, I think we can support more equipment simultaneously connect to the mobile internet. So I think that is 5G. Is it expensive? Up till now, I should say that it's a little bit more expensive than the 4G. But because it is still in the initial stage, I think with time going by, say in next 1 or 2 years, maybe the price will be cheaper than now. And it's, even up till now, it is affordable to the common people.
Dr. Sajid has more to share.
5G is the 5th generation mobile phone networks. It is a new global wireless standard after 1G, 2, 3, 4G networks. With 5G reaching to 10 gigabytes per second, it is almost like 100 times faster than the 4G. So you can imagine how faster it is. 5G enables a new kind of network that is designed to connect virtually everyone and everything together, including machines, objects, and devices.
What are Pakistan's advantages of developing the 5G technology, and what efforts should Pakistan make to achieve the targets on schedule?
Talk about the Pakistan 5G's advantage and disadvantage, I think is very obvious. Up till now, I think the advantage is that Pakistan's mobile phone penetration is very high, around 80% of people penetration. And Pakistan's utilization of the 3G or 4G services is around maybe 40%. So it's a very broad future for Pakistan to develop the 4G, but it's not a day's work. It is estimated that maybe by 2022, some kind of pilot project of 5G application might be started in certain areas of Pakistan, like Islamabad, like Karachi, but maybe it will take another several years for the widely application all around the country. So I think it's not a day's work.
Dr. Sajid, what are Pakistan's advantages in developing 5G technology?
Before, I would like to give you some statistical facts and figures about the Pakistani mobile phone users. Pakistan is at the 9th number in the world in mobile phone users. 165 million cellular subscribers are there. 76 million 3G and 4G users are there also. And 78 million broadband subscribers. So it's a huge market in Pakistan where almost 5 mobile phone networks they are working, and they are in a huge competition, in fact. Pakistan should make more efforts to launch 5G among users, and most users are ready to accept it. Rather, it's a bit expensive, initially, but there's a huge time saving and the people love to use it. This is what the reason that people want a quicker access in minimum time to connect over the internet, download the videos or uploading something, or audio video communication systems. Especially after the pandemic, where everything is going to be on digital, like classes, teaching, education, working from home, the 5G technology really becomes an important issue in Pakistan as well.
China launched its first 5G test in 2016, and in March 2017, the government work report for the first time mentioned 5G technology. So, could you introduce about the 5G development in China, and can China's experience be used by Pakistan?
Talk about China experience, I should say that there are two levels of experience. One level is government level. The second level is company level. Talk about the government level, partly you have already mentioned that, Xiaotong. I think the Ministry of Industry and Information Technology, together with the related department, I think the establishment of 5G promotion group as early as 2013, that is 3 years earlier than the first launch of 5G. And some kind of very important social and economic development document like the 13th 5-year plan, as well as other important documents, all mention that we will fully launch the development, the test of 5G technology, so that government grand design in advance is very important. But talk about the company level, I think the company, you should have a very strong innovative capabilities. I can give an example. You see, we all know Huawei. Huawei is a leading power or leading company in fields of 5G, not only in China but also in the whole world. 5G, I think, account for ranked first. If we talk about the 5G patent application in the world, it ranks first. While ZTE ranks third. Talk about the talent application. So that the companies, you should have very innovative companies to develop this kind of very sophisticated technology. So that one is government, one is the company level.
How will the 5G technology affect the progress of CPEC?
In a very short word, I think it will accelerate the digital transformation of CPEC. Because if we build some kind of optical cables, we build 5G communication facilities, definitely it will facilitate the digital transformation of the CPEC. And with 5G technology, I think what's more important is that even more complicated technology can be used, like the Internet of Things, like the cloud computing, also like the AI, artificial intelligence. All this kind of technology can be used in development of CPEC and for the development of Pakistan.
Now let's connect with Dr. Sajid.
Yes, it's absolutely true that the 5G technology will affect a lot in our future. So for example, like most of the technologies will be transferred to 5G in future. Home appliances will be working remotely on 5G through mobile phones and everything. High definition live streaming will be required nowadays and even in future. And most cloud computing and big data, artificial intelligence are basically the requirement for the 5G as well. Most of the apps will be available on 5G. If you're talking about 5G with respect to the CPEC, for the CPEC, it's really good way that the Pakistani and the Chinese entrepreneurs connect via 5G technologies and share their experiences. More online and e-commerce and shopping websites would be connected together in order to exchange their products and ideas. The projects of automation and driverless technologies will be entirely based on the 5G also. So I think this is really important for Pakistan to connect with China on the 5G technologies and benefit from all of these areas. Esports has generated at least 80 new types of jobs, including competition organizers.
At the start point of China's esports industry, the Tencent Esports really do a huge amount of jobs because, for example, it invests a huge amount of money or manpower.
Pakistan is now ranked 11th across the worldwide in esports earning.
In the next 5 years, the esport demand professional may be as large as 2 million people.
You are watching the Belt and Road face-to-face. Let's enter the third part, culture. Pakistan's Federal Minister for Science and Technology Fawad Chaudhry has announced that esports will soon get the status of regular sports. The news comes weeks after his initial interest in Pakistan game industry. Talking to Twitter, the minister has confirmed that discussions among Pakistan Sports Board and Pakistan Science Federation are underway, while the memorandum has already been signed. If the action comes to fruition, esports will get official deferences as a proper sport. Moreover, the minister also announced that Pakistan's first esports championship will be held in March this year. Meanwhile, in China, esports has been approved at the official event of the 2022 Hangzhou Asian Games. At the same time, China's first esports graduates received their degrees and entered the job market. How is the development of esports in China?
I think the scale of China's esport market is very huge. It is said that already exceed 100 billion RMB, which is a huge amount of money. And if the figure is right, I think China already surpassed North America, become the world's biggest esport market. So we can see the great potential. And as you mentioned, the esport already been included in the Hangzhou Asian Games. I think that will definitely give another strong impetus for the development of esport in China.
What are the reasons for China's esports rapid development?
A lot of reasons. Maybe first and foremost, it is government support. If you look around the world, I think very rare government like China's government who openly support the development of esport. A Chinese government adopt a kind of centralized management. So the connection between the esport and the government is more closer than other countries. I think that is a government guarantee. Another issue may be the population, because we are a country with a huge population. While I think around maybe a little bit of 500 million people gaming population, so that this lays a foundation for the development of the esport.
Is there a big talent gap in China's esport industry?
I think so. I think there is a talent gap, because I see a figure that said, talk about the position, the jobs position of the esport industry. Only 15% of the position is in a state of the human resources saturation. I think it also said in the next 5 years, the esport demand professional may be as large as 2 million people. That's a huge number. So I think there is kind of talent gap. We're still in the developing stage of the esport.
Dr. Sajid, what's your opinion on that?
In fact, the industry of esports has generated at least 80 new types of jobs, including competition organizers. Lots of new employment opportunities would be available in future. There are many jobs related to esports. We have businesses, operations and game teams, which are similar to the professional esports clubs. Cooperate with companies to learn more about the industry and cultivate talents for the company itself. And it's also difficult for us to find IT talents that can organize or operate esports competition. So these are some of the important points that can really help in order to learn these about features.
Are you optimistic about the development of esports in Pakistan?
The answer is yes. In Pakistan's esport, I think, have very great potentials. You see, because Pakistan esport have a lot of advantages. For example, Pakistan have more than 200 million people, while the higher ratio of the young people among this kind of 200 million people, which means it has a solid population base for esport. And also in Pakistan speak English. That makes the Pakistan esport player more easier to join the international esport event.
So what are the difficulties faced by Pakistan in developing esports?
Difficulties may be, I think, the penetration of computer is still to be increased, because, as I mentioned, the mobile phone penetration in Pakistan is high, but the computer penetration in Pakistan is not too high. When you talk about esports, you cannot rely on mobile phones. Most is relied on the computer. And difficulties, maybe another issue we need to address is that, because the Chinese experience tells that government support is very important. Up till now, I think Pakistan government has yet to issue a systematic esport supporting policy.
What are the advantages and difficulties faced by the Pakistan's esports development?
Esports in Pakistan is a consistently growing market and e-gaming organization. In Pakistan, along with traditional sports, over the past few years, more than 3,000 playing members are involved in esports activities. Pakistan is now ranked 11th across the worldwide in esports earning. I can quote you a very good example. Sumail Hussain is a 20 years old boy from Pakistan, and he has total earning of $3.6 million from the 60 tournaments that he has participated. So there are lots of advantages and disadvantages of using esports. Among the advantages, there was a survey that the parents, 71% of the parents, they reported that the playing game online have a net positive effects on the children. And they may increase their IQ level, the problem solving levels, and also improve the confidence and socialization. But I think there are more disadvantages. Many people, they said it's the health problems, of course, the eye strains, the back problems, the neck problems. The students, the young generation got addicted. They have a match fixing sometimes. They start gambling to some extent. Mental health issues arrived, and performance enhancing like drugs. So I think there are more disadvantages also that the people, they need to take care of it.
Regarding the industrialization of esports, does China have any valuable experience?
China, the esport industry is built on a leading brand of the esport industry, like the Tencent esport. You see, at the start point of China, the esport industry, the Tencent esport really do a huge amount of jobs, because, for example, it invests a huge amount of money or manpower to establish a competitive esport system. And it also works very hard to let the common idea and the basic concept of esport to be accepted by the common people. It also runs a lot of online, offline events, so that through this kind of event, you can fund, you can cultivate, you can train professionals. So that China's experience for esport is the leading brand of the industry is very important.
How can China and Pakistan cooperate in the future about the esports industry?
Okay, you see, China's esport industry have already, I think, into a certain level. I should say that not developed, but already a certain level. So I think up till now, the China's esport industry have already become formalized, become intensive, and a very important esport event in China, like KPL, like LPL, they already try the development model of alliance. The game's alliance model. And also there are more and more social capitals invest in the esport industry because they want to make money. So I think the China's model of intensive development, China's model of alliance development, and also China's models of social capital involvement, this kind of models can easily replicated, I think, in Pakistan to facilitate Pakistan to realize a frog leap development of esport than China.
Thank you for watching the Belt and Road Face to Face, and thank you for coming to our show today. See you next time.